I realize I have been walking in disobedience. Where do I even begin? I'm just going to start where I feel led to start. So, yesterday I decided to fast because I just felt the need to fast. So, I've been waiting for God on something. And I remember just yesterday, I was feeling a bit on edge. It was kind of like God has been super, super duper silent. But for yesterday, I just felt so tired of the silence. So yeah, I fasted and then this morning I woke up unusually early and now this is where God revealed to me that I am walking in disobedience. John 14:21 to 24 and First Samuel verse 15, which talks about the story of Saul. God sent Saul to destroy the Amalekites and gave him an instruction. He said to Saul, Saul, you shall go to the Amalekites and destroy everything. And Saul did what the Lord told him to do. But but he did not destroy the animals. And so God sent word to Samuel and said to Samuel, I regret making Saul the king of Israel because he has rebelled against me. And so Samuel went to Saul and said to Saul, Saul, why have you sinned against the Lord? Why have you disobeyed? And Saul was like, what do you mean I've disobeyed? I killed everyone. I destroyed this. I destroyed that. What are you talking about? And Samuel told Saul, be quiet and listen to what the Lord told me last night. You did not destroy the oxen. You did not destroy the sheep. Guess what Saul said? He said, I kept the sheep and the animals because I wanted to sacrifice them to God. And that is where the famous proverb comes from that says, obedience is better than sacrifice. And I read this and I'm like, oh dear Lord, I am Saul. Reading this today was kind of like the slap in the face, telling me that, my dear daughter, you're not being obedient. And why do I say this? Before starting this YouTube, right? And I remember I said it in my very first YouTube. I said, God asked me to start this YouTube. Now, when I made that video, I really hadn't sat down to ask God why. But along the line, God eventually gave me instructions concerning my YouTube. Tell me why I went back to that instruction. And it literally wrote there, consistency is key. And basically, God's instruction for my YouTube was to post daily. And I remember when I wrote that thing down, I'm like, God, how am I meant to post daily? Right? And I'm just giving you one part of his instructions, okay? I'm not gonna spill my tea over here. That was God's instruction to me to post daily. I have not been posting daily. The Lord told me what my YouTube should be about, like literally everything. And I have not obeyed. I have not walked in obedience. I have done my own things. Now, Saul did what the Lord had asked him to do, but he did not obey the Lord to a T. He left out one thing and he said, oh, well, I did it because I wanted to give it back to you. And the Lord said, no, obedience is better than religious sacrifice. I didn't ask you to sacrifice nothing to me. I said destroy everything. There was repercussions to Saul's tiny disobedience. It was a lot for me to take in because this little thing that I overlooked is exactly what God wants from me more than anything. The fact that his word says that if you love me, you would obey my commands. And so I started reading about obedience, and I realized that God takes obedience very seriously. It's not about the religion, it's not about, praying religiously or reading your word religiously. The things that I have asked you to do, have you done them? Have you done everything to the T? For a very long time, I have seen myself as a weird person. In fact, just yesterday, I was like, Lord, am I going crazy because of the way that I'm seeking you? Am I going crazy? I don't know if you've ever been there, but this journey with God started as a way to answer prayers. But now I'm finding that it is more than His answered prayers to me now. It is finding Him, right? And I'm in such a place where it's no longer about what God can do for me, it's about finding God. And I think when you truly seek God, you begin to look crazy. And a lot of my confidence has come from that. And I am in such a space where I don't care what the journey looks like to me. I also don't care what the journey looks like to others. As much as I question my sanity, I know that I'm not crazy. And I believe I'm in this space where the journey is beginning to look very unfamiliar. And because it looks very unfamiliar, I feel very uncomfortable about it. And hence why I think I'm going crazy. But that was just me being open. I don't know if I'm going to include that in the video, but I think I would. I would because I guess I don't know. I would just include that just for anyone who's on the same boat as I am, right? So anywho, that's everything I have for you guys today. I'll see you guys tomorrow based on obedience.